That one does concern me a little bit. When he gets mad,
Yes.
he bangs his head on
like,
shit.
what the
And it's like,
fuck, bro?
Take the lead, yeah, we taking charge. Mom and dad, the matriarch and patriarch. That's gonna have to do us part. Damn, my family got my heart, 100 exclamation marks. You know I'ma raise the bar.
what's up? Back here again at Raise the Bar Podcast,
Yeah.
the new setup.
The new setup, three times a
Face-to-face.
week.
Yeah.
Dropping it.
We're dropping 3 times a week. We've had some traction. Welcome to Raise the Bar Podcast. This is a weird intro. My name is Brett Green. This is my lovely wife, Marlene Green, rocking the
Hi.
all black like Kenny Powers.
You know.
A little under the weather today.
Yeah, not feeling great.
That's right. We're going to power through.
But you know what? We still do what we got to do. And when you're sick, you're still a parent. So
Yeah.
it's real life.
Yeah, there's no days off.
There are not.
No days off.
it's
You did
been
get to
rough.
sleep in a little bit this morning.
I did. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Well, thank you for letting me go to the gym tonight, because I usually wake up in the morning and go to the gym, and you were like, babe, don't leave me with these kids in the morning. I can't do
I
it.
know, the middle of the night, I was like, babe, I just had to take some NyQuil. Like, please don't.
Oh, I can't tell you how happy I was to turn off my 3 alarms that were like 5:15, 5:16, 5:17.
So
I
you're
was like-
welcome.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I can just kind of wake up at like 6-ish. That sounds awesome.
Well, I'm so glad it could be so helpful this
Always
morning.
looking out for me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I got you, boo.
Well, speaking of kids, the Raise the Bar podcast, if you're new to it, welcome, first of all. We're here to just raise the bar on parenting, raise the bar on relationships, just
Doing our
to-
best
just
to raise
it
the
up.
bar.
Just raise it up. And today I want to talk about, we have 2 kids. We have a 4.5-year-old girl, and we have a 15-month-old son.
Yeah.
And we're realizing that we were spoiled with our daughter. I
Yeah.
feel like we had it very, very easy. And now we're learning whether it's like the second child thing, or it's like because he's a boy. I don't know what it is, but this boy is wild.
Well, I remember like everyone saying like, oh, just wait. That boy energy, like you just wait. And I remember being so frustrated and annoyed with that, because I'm like, you know what? We all parent differently.
Right.
I think the part that you just wait that I think people really need to like preface on is like
They need a what?
preface. Fuck.
Yeah,
I'm not
preface.
feeling good.
Preface.
Preface. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thanks. So, is the fact that the like you just wait is really up until you can't discipline them. Wait. Up until you can discipline them. Because like the reality is like right now our son, wild, but like he doesn't really understand consequences, and he doesn't understand discipline.
Our 4-year-old doesn't understand consequences yet. What do we
Yeah,
think?
she's
we
still
think, we think
trying
he's
to
gonna,
figure that one out.
We think he's gonna all of a sudden be like, "Oh, don't throw my truck." Okay, I won't throw my truck. You're gonna take it away. Okay, I won't do that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, he doesn't get it at all.
No.
And so I feel like that's where it's hard. And like the boy energy thing, I don't really like to like gender like personalities to an extent. But he definitely falls in the bucket of a boy will be a boy. You know what I mean?
He's wild.
I know.
We
like,
got
what
so,
am I doing?
We knew we were like.
this is everything I was afraid of being a boy mom.
We knew we were a little bit naive. Like, our daughter was an absolute dream. Like, sleep training wasn't terrible. Potty training was like kind of a piece of cake.
Yeah.
She was learning sign language at like 7,
Oh
8
my gosh,
months.
she was talking so much too at his age.
I remember going through all the milestones and stuff. Like, Miss Rachel is always talking about milestones.
Yeah.
And like certain books were like, oh, by this time they should be doing this. And I saw a book one time that said like, oh, by like 18 months they should know like 25 words or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember being like, I was sitting at home with Gamma, who
Yeah.
the kid's grandma, who we call Gamma because that's
Yeah,
how they
Gamma.
pronounce it. I was like, her and I were just hanging out with our daughter, and I was like, let's count how many words she knows throughout like an afternoon.
Yeah.
And she had like over 100 words by like
crazy.
18 months. And we
Yeah.
were like, oh my gosh.
Well, we're
this is-
still 3 months away from that for our son. But
Homeboy
literally
knows,
today,
like,
I was
4
like,
words.
today I was like, he hasn't learned a new word. Like he hasn't said a new
No,
word. in a while.
he's got.
But he's got his
he's
words.
got beep beep. He's got up. He's got bus. He's got mama and dada. But like, it's funny to watch the difference between a boy and a girl, because our daughter was very smart and still is very, very smart. But like physically was always like a little tiny bit behind in terms of like jumping and running, like
climbing.
She'd go to gymnastics class and they'd all run from one line to the next. She was usually always like the last or one of the last, like slower kids.
Yeah.
And now she's caught up. But I feel like our son is the opposite. He's like, I'll climb on stuff, I'll jump off things, I'll do somersaults,
He's like trying to jump on his own. Like when he bends down and he comes up, he tries to jump. And I'm like, dude, I just I didn't even teach you how to jump. Like how did your brain know, like, let's jump?
But then like sign language, he just refuses.
Oh yeah, he won't do
You're
it.
like,
Although
bro.
he is trying to do please. Actually, I think he's trying to say thank you. Because he does.
Well,
it's really precious.
Bless his heart. He's trying his hardest.
I
But
love him.
he's trying our patience is what he's trying, because this kid like throws stuff, bites his sister, bites us, yells, screams. Like he's just the epitome of like the opposite of what our daughter was.
I
And
know.
it's tough. And again, we talk all the time about people that have like 3, 4, 5 different kids, all different personalities. Like you're not going to just get the same kind of kid each time.
No.
And so
And you don't want the same kid
No,
every time.
not at
That's
all.
boring.
Like, what were we thinking? Thinking it was going to be like easy by any means.
Well, they always say that the second kid, the middle kid or the second kid is always more wild than the first. And I feel like you always get, from any friend that I have that has more than one kid, I feel like you're always given one chill kid and one wild kid. But I don't really know if it matters on the order, because like I have friends that have wild girls, but their sons are very chill. So it's just kind of like, it really just depends on the personality of the little baby.
Well, what do you think is better? Do you think it's better to have the wild kid first and then get the second kid be chill?
Yes.
I would think so too, right?
Yes.
Get it out of the way and then be like, oh, this is nice. Because we kind of got like this false hope of like, oh, not that we ever thought being a parent was easy by any means, but we sort of
our
like,
girl is wild at times.
Yeah, but we sort of like compared ourselves and sort of looked around at other friends and we were like, oh man, our daughter's like pretty easy compared to some of these kids. Like some of these kids have some really big feelings. And and then our son came along and we're like, oh yeah, he's wild.
But you know what? He's just like lights up with certain things. Like the way that he gets excited is just like it's just so like breathtaking, like, and like fresh of breath air to like just watch this little boy. Like our daughter got excited about the trash truck, right? And like we called it, you know, Gaga. Like, and that's just because that's what she called it. Like that's obviously Gaga. And like, so every time she heard it, we had to run outside to get to it. And here, like, what that is for our son is the bus. Like, when he gets, like, when the school bus comes by, it's like a whole thing. And, like, we have to, like, stop what we're doing and run. And he hears it. And he goes, bah, bah. And he gets super hype and excited. And if we're driving and, like, there's a school bus, he'll say, bah. Like, it's really cute. And, like, I just, like, I just love this age. Now, I feel like the things that I'm worried about, I'm told are phases. And I think that there's like this level of, as a mom, right? This is totally just going to be mom brain. This is not anything else. Sorry, I need to wipe my nose. Don't put this in. Oh, I'm just dripping.
It's definitely making the cut.
So, I don't even remember what I was saying.
You don't remember what you were saying?
Well, I think I remember, but I don't remember.
This is
so
mom.
it's okay.
This is mom brain. This is mom brain.
Oh yeah. So like as a mom,
There you go.
my brain thinks, is he malnutrition? I shouldn't do this when I'm sick.
Why? You didn't say anything wrong.
I didn't?
No.
Malnutrition it's a word?
Sure.
Okay. You guys, I am on the major struggle bus, so bear with me. So
This is no different than any other day. You're just kind of struggling with a couple of words. Like, you got this. I don't know why you're blaming it on your sickness. This is just who you are. Like, just trying to say big words and shit. Like, it's got nothing to do with being sick.
Stop. Okay, anyways.
But what do you mean? Like, you think that he's malnutrition because he doesn't do sign language yet?
No, more like the behavioral things, like the biting and the throwing, and
You think that's because he like isn't eating enough
banging his
food?
head on the floor and like banging his head on things.
He does. That one does concern me a little bit. When he gets mad,
Yes.
he bangs his head on
like,
shit.
what the
And it's like,
fuck, bro?
And he cries. He's like, "Ow!" And you're like, "Yes, dude." Every time
I know,
you
and
hit
I'm
your head,
honestly,
it fucking hurts.
I know, and every time I say don't console him, but he always comes to me and he says, "Mama," and it just like
Well,
breaks
yeah, of course
my
you feel
heart.
bad for him, but like he'll do it on like the fucking sidewalk. He'll do it on the door. He'll do it on the wood floor. You're like, dude, what? we used to call it eating carpet. Remember?
Yeah.
Because he would. That was
Well,
when he
you
first.
would, yeah.
That was when he first started doing it. Was in the basement
When he
where
was a
would.
baby.
He'd get mad and he would just like.
But he's been doing this since he was like doing tummy time, like since he was tiny. Like he had always like
know.
banged his head. And I remember asking our physical therapist, and she's like, "No, babies, their heads, and like think of like the child's pose, like for yoga, like the head on the floor is like a way for them to re-regulate their bodies." And so I was like, "Oh, okay, this is normal." Now homeboy's banging his head, and I'm like, and he's banging his head, and he's getting marks on his head, and I'm like, okay, this is not normal. This cannot be okay. And I'm like, you know what? I don't even know what to tell you. And he does it when he's mad, like if he's like holding the car, and he like bang his head on the car, and I'm like, I don't even know how to help you here.
That's why I love putting him in the bounce house because it's just a big inflatable. I'm like,
Oh
bang
my
your head on that
gosh.
all day, bro.
But
and
like,
he could just go
how
up
do
and
we
down.
help him? How do we get him to stop? It's just like I was actually having a conversation with a mom, and she was saying that her son's like 8 years old, I think, and he still does like crazy shit like that.
Like he gets mad and
He
bangs
gets
his head on
mad and
stuff?
like, yeah, like our pediatrician said that her son still does that. I think he's like
Well, I think
5 or 6, and he still does it. And she's like, dude, I don't even know.
Well, for me, I'm not worried about him being malnutrition or anything. My mind instantly goes to some sort of like brain disorder or like is it
No.
like a neurodivergent type thing? Not that we would love him any less if he was, but it's just like when you think about like a kid like banging his head when he gets upset, like that kind
Yeah.
of is like a little bit concerning. But I mean, I don't think
I
he's
don't
like
think-
on the spectrum or anything.
No.
But
And
I'm sure.
they're too young to even know at this age. Like I feel like it's,
What age is that they usually
I've
find out they're on
heard,
the spectrum?
right? Like I've never done, but I have heard that they don't really start to diagnose children until about the age of 5.
With autism?
Yeah, with autism, because there's so much developmental that happens between children between, the first 5 years. They say like this is their crucial time. This is
Yeah.
when they're the sponges, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they're always a sponge, but right now it's like they learn a mile a minute. So it's difficult to then say and give a diagnosis to a child when there's so much changing through so much time and it's happening so fast. So they say 5 is when they start, like you can start to like get them tested and see about things. But fuck it. I mean, if he is, I fucking love
Yep,
him. He'll
whatever.
make life way fun. I'll just laugh at him. I'll be like, dude, I can't help you here.
Oh,
But I'll give you a hug. I love you.
yeah,
I got your
no,
back.
It's it's crazy world. Yeah, it's different. Like, but I will say like kind of shifting gears a little bit, like going back to like the boy versus girl thing. Like, as a dad's perspective, and I'd love to get your perspective as a mom too. Having a daughter first, I was not expecting to have a daughter. My family is all boys. I
Yeah.
thought for sure we would just have boys.
Yeah.
And at our gender reveal, I remember it wasn't a feeling of disappointment at all. It was a feeling of just complete and utter like surprise.
Yeah.
I was fully expecting because we had a friend set up a gender reveal where we walked in blindfolded and we took the blindfolds off and
Yeah.
then we got to see. And I was fully expecting to take that blindfold off and see just like boy stuff.
Yeah.
And so I remember being like, oh, damn, like I wasn't expecting this. And then it became just like the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. I wish every man in the world could have a daughter. I think it changes you in the best way. And you shouldn't have to have a daughter to like fully understand women and like have compassion and empathy for women.
Right.
But it definitely, as a man, when you have a daughter, will change you
Yeah.
in a great way.
Yeah. I mean,
so-
I've seen it with you, so
Yeah, I mean it's
it's been really incredible.
it is you just see the world differently. You see the
Yeah.
world so much differently when you have a daughter. But then having a son too now is also like, okay, cool. I get to do these other things with him that I can still do with her a little bit, but more stuff that's more similar to my childhood, like the sports and
Right.
all that stuff that our daughter's just not quite into yet, or maybe she won't be into. She can do whatever she wants. But it's cool to get to experience both. And I know some parents don't get to do that. Either have one
Yeah.
kid or they have all boys, they have all girls. And I think that we got the best of both worlds. And with a boy, now I get to, raise a little man. And I think the world needs good men.
Good men.
If-
They
if
really do.
If the world needs anything, it needs better men.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
And so how was that having a girl first, now having a boy, getting to experience both? Like what are you excited about? What worries you?
A lot of things. I think that like I know how to be a girl, so obviously having a girl first felt very like natural to me. I always wanted a little girl.
Yeah.
I think that's like an echo to the relationship I have with my mom. I just like always wanted an opportunity to do that and like have a daughter. So I'm super grateful, and like I was so happy when I saw that it was a girl the first time. And because we did IVF the second time, we didn't really have control over like how many embryos or what we were going to get, right?
course.
So it was just kind of like, let's see what happens. And I remember when we got the results of like, do we want to know? We looked at each other, we're like, oh shit, yeah, like I guess we want to know. Like, okay. And it was like, you know, you have one boy and one girl. And we were like, okay, well now what do we do? Because it was like, what if we get 2 girls? What if we get 2 boys? Like then it is what it is, you know? And you don't really have like this option. And you also almost feel guilty doing the option of like deciding if you want the boy or the girl.
It was a little
like,
strange being like, oh, we get to pick?
Yeah, but like I feel like because we only had 2, I felt this sense of like, oh, well, we're going to go for, you know, the other one as well. So like whatever one we do first, I'll just still go for the other one.
Yeah.
You know, hindsight's 2020 when you're where you're at now. I'd have been like begging my doctor to put 2 in me at once. But
just give me,
I would have been like, let's
twins.
just do this once. Can
Right.
I have them both?
No, could you imagine
But our
having
doctor wouldn't do that.
2 kids banging their heads on the ground right now?
Well, yeah, that'd be wild. This is a totally different topic, and I won't dive into it. But I have heard that when that there's studies going on that when embryos are taken from the same, that they have like a crazy like relationship when they're born because they're taken from the same like womb at the same time.
Yeah. Well, they're essentially twins, right? Because they're
no, twins is one egg that splits into 2.
Oh, so they don't even look anything like each other. They're just born
No.
at the same time.
They're just.
Can you do that?
What do you mean? Can you do that?
Like, could we have done both embryos at the same time?
Well, I mean, I don't think they would have let us. Some doctors will let you, but it's not.
Why do you think they wouldn't let us?
It's not.
Healthy?
Well, I look. I don't know all of the ins and outs of it. I just know that there's a lot of doctors that
Did
a lot
I
of
catch
people
you in
use.
something you don't know what you're talking about right now?
No. I mean, I'm the first to say if I don't know something, but well, first I'll try to make it sound like what I think it is, and then I'll let you know I don't know what.
No,
I'm
I
talking
always
about.
catch you on like, babe, you don't know what you're talking about, right?
No, but this topic, I do know that a lot of doctors are not fans of that because of the complications that can happen, and also not only that, because some like what happened in the past, how these people end up having like 7, 8 children is because they would put numerous embryos and then they would split. Because remember, they said that even with us,
that's right,
your embryo can
still
split
once it's transferred in.
So then
that's
it's like you go
crazy.
from thinking you're going to have 2 kids to then having 4 kids.
Whoa, that would be absolutely wild. But even putting 2 in that weren't twins,
Yeah.
and then having them at the same time,
wild.
That's crazy. I didn't even know that's an option.
Yeah.
And it sounds like it maybe isn't or isn't always an option.
Isn't always an option.
That's-
Not all doctors will do it.
That's wild.
I feel like that's older IVF days than it is now. Because remember, people would not always test their embryos. I mean, it's expensive to test an embryo.
True.
So anyways, not why we're here to talk about this.
No,
because
I'm
it's been a
I'm
whole other
invested. That's
episode
very interesting.
on this. But
We should do a whole episode on IVF.
yeah, that'd be interesting.
Actually the first ever American baby who was born from IVF was in the 80s. She comments on my stuff all the time.
We should have her
Yeah,
on.
I definitely want to have her on as a
That would
guest.
be
She might be like
dope.
our first like guest. We've never had a guest
I
before.
know we haven't had a
Yeah, I
guest.
want to have her on. She's dope. Elizabeth Carr.
We should see. Yeah. Okay. We should
Yeah.
see if she could chat next week. Next week is infertility week.
Let's do it.
Okay. Anyways, so yeah, so like choosing was a really hard decision for us, and then we were like, well, we have a girl. I'd love the opportunity to know what it's like to have a boy. Well, you really wanted a boy, and I really wanted to have the girl because I wanted our daughter to have a sister because I never got to have a sister. So like I kept wanting to give her the things that I didn't get to have to an extent. Like I want her to have a sister. But then I was like, but I really want to know what it's like to have a boy. And I like the idea of the boy being the middle child potentially, and then there being a girl on both sides to help him in all directions. So we went for the boy, and we are so blessed that it worked. And now the whole pregnancy, I was very nervous about being a boy mom. And you know that. I was really nervous.
What are you nervous or what were you, or are you still nervous?
I'm less nervous now. Like I don't really like. I think I have such high anxiety about like things happening, like getting hurt, falling over, the rambunctious, and things like that. That like that really made me nervous on the type of mom that I am. I tend to kind of be a little more helicopter-ish. I think I've chilled out a lot with him. That like when he falls or something, like I'm a little bit more like, all right, dude, are you getting up?
You're night and day from like our first, when we had our daughter.
Yeah.
When she was a baby, there were times where I'm like, babe,
I know.
you gotta just let me like parent this kid.
I also
like,
think
let me
that
just do
like
shit
those,
with her.
Yeah, and I also think that those first like 6-9 months of postpartum for me with our daughter, I had really bad anxiety about like our daughter. Like I just didn't want anything to happen. That was my first time experiencing that love, and I think it just like overtook my whole brain.
Well, and that's hard as a dad, because you don't really know like the postpartum process, especially
Right.
a first time parent.
Right.
You don't really know what your wife is going through and like what the hormones are doing to you and all that stuff. But it was hard for me because there were times where like you were like, oh, don't hold her that way, or make sure you
Yeah.
do this, make sure
Oh
you do
my
that, and it was
gosh.
like I was like, oh my gosh, like I know this is my first kid too, but
I
like
know.
I got this, and it was tough at times.
You handled it really well. And I mean, there were times where you put me in my place and you were like, babe, you gotta let me be a parent
Yeah,
too.
like I
And
know
I
I'm not
think, like-
perfect at this, but I'm trying, and like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hurt her.
No, I know that. It's just that like I mean, you know me. I have a problem. I love to be in control. Like I
Right.
am a control freak on another level. So it's like I just feel the need to always know what the fuck is going on and being the one saying what's going on. It's a problem, but I'm doing better at it, especially with our son. There's moments when I also know when to walk away. Like when you guys do the bounce house, I know this is not an area I need to be. I should walk away because I'm going to get nervous about things. I like see the legs and the arms breaking like
Oh, they're not
before
gonna
they
break their
happen.
legs in a bounce house. It's a soft. That's not gonna happen.
Anyways,
They're like so
Ellie-
malleable and like
Yeah.
flexible at this age. Like,
our son's bones though are so fragile and like all the things.
do
Anyways,
you know that?
It doesn't matter.
how
The
do you
thing
know
is,
that?
the
Wait,
thing,
what does that even mean? His bones are fragile. What does that mean?
well, I just mean like he's just so tiny and he's so little. Like things can pop out of place easily,
Oh,
and
he's
like
good.
especially his skull and his neck, like that's not fully developed yet to be like, I don't know. You.
See,
This is
a
the
great
thing.
example.
He just like rolls his eyes at me when I try to like be this like protective mom.
when
You
the
roll your
helicopter
eyes.
starts.
No, you know what? We're gonna
I'm like, "Get the fuck outta
we're
here."
gonna
This is a
Chat
no. It's
GPT
a
it.
no-fly zone.
no, we're gonna chat GPT the. I don't even have the energy right now, but what I will say
Yeah.
now that we have our boy, I could never imagine my life without him.
Hell no.
He is like the moments that when I hold him and he just rests his head on me and he just hugs me.
Yeah, he's the best.
Oh my gosh. And like when he's yelling, "Mama, mama," and he's like just like yelling my name, and then he sees me, he's like, "Mama." It's just like I melt. I melt. And I just love that he's just the fucking best.
Well, what are you talking about a boy, because
Mhm.
obviously we've had a girl much longer.
Mhm.
What concerns you, or what maybe are you nervous about as he gets older?
Respecting women, obviously. I worry about him giving in to just boy culture.
Mm-hmm.
I also want to understand and accept if he's not that type of kid and he's just like not super boyish. Like I'm okay with that too. And I don't want this like thing to be forced on him because he's a boy. I want him to be able to be into whatever he's into. And I want to like explore that in whatever capacity that is, just like we've done with our daughter. Whatever she's into, we let us go 110 towards it and show her things and let her be like
Yeah.
aware of other things in this world.
Well,
and
she's
I want
like
the same.
super girly. Like, so that
Well,
was
she
like,
is. Yeah, she is
she's
very
like a
girly.
stereotypical girl.
Yes.
And so it's kind of like, and we haven't pushed that on her. It's just kind
No.
of how she likes dolls, and she likes to dress up,
Princess
and she likes to
dresses
sing
and
and
perform
dance and
and yeah,
do the whole thing. And so she's very much a girl.
yeah,
And our son seems like very much like a boy, like rough and tough and
Yeah.
rumble and play,
Yeah.
and he likes balls, and he likes
Yeah.
to do all the stuff that like our stereotypical boy things. But like you said, like we're not ever gonna try to put our kids in boxes and be like, well,
No.
you're a girl, you gotta play with these toys, and you're a boy. I'm like, but it is funny sometimes when our daughter will be like, I want him to wear this dress.
yeah.
And we're like, I mean, he's 15 months old. I'm like, yeah, sure. Every now and then we'll like throw a little skirt on him for a minute and be like, oh, that's funny. But like, I'm not saying it's a bad thing to do that.
Yeah.
But when we do it, sometimes I'm like, should we do this?
I guess for me, like I land in this space of I would like for him to be able to make that option. I'd like for him to be able to decide if that's what he wants.
Yeah, if he wants to wear like a dress playing with his sister and like,
Then
because
sure.
I had sisters growing up
Yeah,
and
you
they
played
used to put me in,
Barbies.
but they used to like put me in dresses and like dress me up as a girl.
Yeah.
And I thought it was funny until other people saw it or like they took pictures. And then they would like laugh about it. Like my dad and my stepmom like would like there were Polaroid pictures of me like as a girl like in
Yeah.
a dress with makeup and hair done and barrettes
Yeah,
and all
yeah.
this shit. And I remember they would like bring them out and like laugh about it and it used to embarrass the shit out of me.
Well, that's not very nice.
I'm like, and it wasn't like at parties or anything, but they would just like talk about it and laugh about it and whatever. And I don't think they were doing it on purpose, but it was like, I remember being like in the moment, I liked playing with my sisters and I thought it was kind of fun.
Yeah.
And then, but then when other people like saw the pictures and stuff, and I was like, and literally at one point, I literally burned them. I found them and I lit them on fire.
Oh
and I was
my
like,
gosh.
and so they were like, where are those pictures at? That's so fun. I'm like, yeah, no, y'all ruined that one. I burned them. They're in the fucking burn
Well,
pit.
I'm sad I don't get to have them, but
Yeah, no, they'd be kind of fun.
you
to
know,
look
but
at.
I mean, I have friends that asked me like, so what are you gonna do with like if he wants to like try on your heels? Because you know, like kids start to like want the things that you
Who gives
have.
a shit?
Or like, what are you gonna do when he like wants to play with your daughter's Barbies or whatever? I'm like, I don't know. We'll just fucking
Make
play.
sure he doesn't choke on the small pieces.
I was like, I don't know. We'll
guess.
just play.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't understand that a Barbie thing is for a girl. That's the thing that is so mind blowing to me. Children can't learn that a Barbie is for a girl unless they are taught that Barbies are for girls.
Yeah.
Now, they can make the observation as little children, oh, it seems like a lot of girls play with those dolls and
Yeah.
Barbies, but then they have to be told, oh, well, that's because only girls play
But
with
you can't.
Barbies.
Well, same thing with like our daughter, where someone's like, "Oh, girls
Girls don't play
can't-
guitar.
Girls can't do that."
Yeah.
It's like, no, maybe like traditionally girls haven't done this thing, or
Yeah.
traditionally boys haven't done this thing. But I'm not trying to box my kids into anything because, for what?
Yeah. I think like right now, I think when I think about being a boy mom, I'm more nervous about when he's older than when he's young.
Yeah, I had that thought the other day, and we'll wrap this up. I had this thought the other day about him and just like boy culture and like this whole like manosphere thing and all these like podcasters that are super like masculine, toxic bullshit.
I don't think he'll be like that
No,
anyways with
but
parents like us.
You don't think, but you don't know. Like the kids can hide shit. Kids can,
Mhm.
have friends at school and they give into peer pressure and you'd like to think that your kid won't, but like you just don't know.
Yeah.
And so that's my big fear for both of the kids really is going to school and just having outside influences. We can try to reinforce as much as we want to all these things that we think they should do and what they should be, and it can all get dismantled the second they step foot in school. So
I mean, I think it can to an extent. I think that you really got to keep everything pretty solid at home.
yeah.
But for me, mostly him getting older is the like testosterone of like wanting to slam doors, raise his voice, get mad and punch things.
I wish he would.
No, I know, but like those are the things that I get nervous about like it being a boy, like him being a boy. I'm like, or
She'll do that stuff. She would want to do that stuff too. That's all just like adolescence, like hormones, kids going through puberty. Like they're gonna try to slam doors and raise their voice and get mad.
I mean, I would love my children to try to slam a fucking door.
Oh,
at
the
our
door will
house.
come right off the
Oh
hinge.
yeah,
I mean,
they'd
that's-
have no door.
What? What?
A door?
What?
Sorry, nice try.
Like I'll give you in like we always do. Like they're kids, and so they need like a warning first. I'll always give you one warning. You don't like yesterday when she pushed him down. They were playing outside and she pushed him
See,
down.
but that's a character
on
that's not
purpose.
like her, and I'm confused where that's coming from because that's not her character.
Yeah.
And I just like sometimes I feel like I see her trying to be sneaky about things that I'm like, this is not who you are. And we talk so much about not being sneaky.
Yeah.
And we also don't get her in trouble when she tells the truth. So it's like, I don't really, I mean, she gets like, told and we like talk about it, whatever, when she tells the truth and it's something she shouldn't have done. But I don't know.
She's also almost 5, and she's still like
Yeah.
testing boundaries and trying to figure out what works and what doesn't work, saying things she knows she's not supposed to say, and then watching our reaction. And that's where we have to constantly be like, you can't let that stuff slide one time.
Wait, I have to tell you. I couldn't tell you at the moment, and then
Okay.
I like had to go to bed. Remember, I like knocked out so early last night. When I came outside and our son was on the floor, right? Because it was like I came in the house real quickly when they were
Yeah.
outside doing water play, and our son was on the floor, and I came out from coming inside real quickly, and I said, "What happened?" And she said, I could hear her being mad at him about like, don't do that, don't whatever. Like she was upset with him about something, and then
Yeah.
I come outside and he's on the floor, and so I said, "What happened?" And she goes, "He fell." And I said, "He did?" And she goes, "Yeah." I said, "I want you to tell me the truth." She goes, "Yeah, he fell." And I said, "I have cameras. Do you want to try that again?" And she said, "I pushed him."
And there's no cameras out
There's
there.
no cameras out there. But like the second I said there's cameras, I said, "Should I look at the footage and see?" And she said, "I pushed him." And that's why I got upset, because I was like,
course.
okay, so you blatantly lied to me. And then when I told you that I can catch the truth, then you're going to tell me?
That's so to be expected, though. I mean, that's again, she's trying to figure
I
out what.
know.
I don't think she's sneaky. I don't think it's like this like out of character
Remember the first
thing.
time we saw her be sneaky
Oh yeah,
on the boat?
yeah. She was like 2.5, and she was like trying to sneak a snack like underneath the chair, like not sneaky at all.
At all, but it was so cute.
It was very cute.
Ugh.
Well,
Anyways.
look, it's a
more
lifetime. It's a
babies.
lifetime in constant new stages and new challenges. It feels like with two different personalities, and
I mean,
it'll be exciting. It'll be more stuff for us to talk about in bed, more stuff to talk about here, and just talk through and figure out, how
they're
do
so
we.
fun. Having
it's the
kids is
best.
so cool.
It's the
like
best.
such an adventure.
And to those people who don't have kids, like that's great. I respect that too. Like
Just listen to everyone's stories and
exactly,
just laugh.
live vicariously and be like, "Whoo, glad that's not me."
Yeah, yeah.
That's how I was when I was an uncle. I was like, "Whoo, man, those kids are wild."
Yeah, now I
All
get
right,
to leave.
I'm going home.
Bye. On
Yeah.
that note,
Yeah. On that note, we're going home.
we are home.
We are home. Heck yeah, we're home. Well, I appreciate you watching. If you'd like to subscribe, we are close to. We're trying to get to 20,000 subscribers. We're getting close. We're at like almost 18,000.
Can't believe it.
We appreciate all of your support.
Yeah.
Anybody that tunes in and checks us out. We're just trying to raise the bar. You know what I mean? Trying to I don't know. We always say this feels like therapy for us to be able to like at the end of the night wind down a little bit, talk
Just get an
about.
opportunity to chat.
Yeah, and just like, and maybe someday our kids will get to watch these videos and
I
just
hope
sort of
they
see
do.
how we felt about them as young kids. How cool would that be if you could go back and watch a podcast of your mom and dad talking about you as a baby?
I mean, my dad passed away, so yeah, it would be pretty incredible.
I'm saying you never know what the future holds, so it's capture.
The future. You think one of us are gonna die?
You could die tomorrow. You never know.
Oh, Lord, I pray I don't.
On that note, raise it up.